story time about how I set up my boyfriend to cheat on me so that I could break up with him. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me on Instagram. I'm at the airport, so I'm sorry if it's noisy. My boyfriend and I have been together for way too long. When our relationship first started, I was constantly chasing him. He never wanted a relationship and basically didn't want to commit to me. So basically, he was trying to be an F-boy while he was with me. And of course, I let him do whatever he wanted because I was too afraid to lose him. I didn't want to be that annoying, nagging girlfriend, so I just never said anything to him. Fast forward 5 years. I've had a huge glow up since we started dating. I lost weight, I got super fit at the gym, like I have abs now. I opened up my own nail salon, and I even got myself a car and a house. Well, let's just say that he stayed the same. In fact, he has no ambitions to getting a better job or anything, and it really annoys me. He started talking about getting married, and I was like, hell nah. But I don't know how to tell him that I don't want to be with him anymore. I mean, I love him, but I just don't want to be with him anymore. And because I'm too much of a coward to actually break up with him, I set him up to cheat on me. I found this girl on Instagram and I told her to DM my boyfriend. He DM'd her back, part 2 is up. 2 of how I got my boyfriend to cheat on me so that I could break up with him. So I got this girl on Instagram to DM him. And this girl was totally his type. Basically, she looked like me but with blonde hair. So she sent him a little DM. He wasted no time and he got back to her. That same day, they set up a freaking date. So I told this girl that all she had to do was go out with him. Like, meet him at a restaurant, but that was it. Little did I know that she had a crush on him. And it makes sense now thinking about it because my friend recommended her, and my friend afterward told me that she actually had a crush on him. A few days later, she sends me a picture of him sleeping in her bed, without a shirt on. And she basically tells me everything that happened. So now, I have all this proof. But guess what? I actually got really pissed. It broke my heart because I didn't expect him to do that. And he was totally avoiding all my calls and messages. He finally came over to my house, and that's when I showed him all of the receipts. All the pictures and messages between him and the girl. That's when he told me that she drugged him and forced him into doing it. Of course, I knew that wasn't true. Then he pulls out a ring and asked me to marry him. That's when he got on his knees and started begging. Part 3 is up. 3 of how I set up my boyfriend to cheat on me so that I could break up with him. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me on Instagram. As he's begging on his hands and knees for me to marry him, that's a call from the girl that he cheated on me with. He puts the phone in his pocket and he started acting all nervous, so that's how I knew. That's when I told him to show me his phone. Then he ran to the bathroom and threw it into the toilet. Then he locked himself in my bathroom and basically begged me for 3 hours to stay with him. He told me that he would never be able to find anyone as good as I was, and that he loved me and blah 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 blah. At this point, I told him I was gonna call the cops to get him out, but I just couldn't bring myself to it. I really felt bad for him. I mean, after all, I did set him up. He eventually left and I didn't speak to him for a few weeks. A few days ago, I actually started talking to this new guy. He's been super flaky, and every time we decide to go out, he always bails. So now I'm thinking maybe I should take my ex back. He sent me flowers, but I've been trying to ignore him. But my parents don't want me to get back with him. Part of me thinks that he was probably already cheating on me. I mean, he DM'd that girl really quick. I honestly don't know what to do, and I'm even starting to feel guilty about what I did. At the same time, he totally shouldn't have cheated. What do you guys think I should do?
My mom said it's not her fault that I want to be an actress, and I said it's directly your fault because when I was 3 years old, my church put on a haunted house. This haunted house was meant to scare people into believing in God and kind of simulate hell. So it was very cool vibes. And my mom volunteered me to play the baby in the abortion room being aborted. So at the gorgeous age of 3, I am sitting in a giant paper mache uterus covered in fake blood, as my father, who was playing Satan, stands over me with a Dyson handheld vacuum. And I watched as all the people around me are sobbing at my performance. And I've been chasing that high ever since.
Easiest things ever found in an airport. Every time you go to an airport, you and your bags have to be checked before you get on the plane. But have you ever wondered what's inside of someone else's bag? A mom and dad booked the plane ticket for a vacation on the islands. The couple picked up their heavy bag and set it on the table. The security guard had some suspicion because the bag was so heavy and decided to do a scan. Turns out the scan showed an 8-year-old boy stuffed into a suitcase. The parents were arrested and their excuse was, we didn't want to pay for another plane ticket. Speaking of not paying, a voodoo priestess tried to sneak something into an airport that you won't believe. Voodoo priestess set her bag on the table, and since she was wearing all the dark, scary makeup, the security guards got alarmed and decided to check her. But they agreed to let her go if she would allow them to check her bag. The woman agreed, and they found a real human head just sitting in a jar. They arrested her, and she got 2 years probation and a $2,000 fine. Scariest Instagram post ever made. We all have used Instagram before, whether it's DMing our crush or liking a picture. But what about the posts that go unseen? And when I mean unseen, I mean unseen for years. Today we're going to be looking at the Instagram account NVGK. A follower sent me this Instagram account, and when I clicked on the profile, I was beyond shocked. I click on the profile and I see 3 pictures. The first picture is a man in a gas mask and we can see it was posted in 2016. The second picture was posted on the same day as the first picture in 2016. And I click on the third picture and that picture was posted today. And if we look at the caption, we can see a ridiculous amount of numbers. Well, I was able to decrypt these numbers and you won't believe what the message says. June 20 is the day of reckoning. The fire will light up the abyss to free the damned souls for eternity. June 20 is the day of freedom. And right now it's June 15th at the time of posting this video. Make sure to like and follow so I can keep you updated. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen next with this Instagram account. Scariest Instagram post ever made, part 2. We all have used Instagram before, whether it's DMing a crush or liking a photo. But what about the posts that go unseen? This is a part 2 to the first one, and this video by far is the best video I've ever made. An Instagram user named NVGK has been posting these pictures with these mysterious captions hinting to the date June 20th, which is tomorrow at the time of posting this. Every post contains binary code in the caption hinting to a secret message. For example, the user posted this photo with this caption, and we were able to decrypt that message to say the veil will be lifted. Another post the person made is with this caption, but this one says, tomorrow everything ends and everything begins. It's too late, you cannot stop it now, they are here. I saw they made a video inside of someone's house with binary code playing in the background. So I literally downloaded the Instagram video and played it on my computer and actually wrote out every single number it was saying.
100011110010.
If you listen closely, after every few numbers there's a pause, and I used that pause to give me spacing. I then converted the binary code into these numbers. But once again, I was stuck because I have 19 random numbers that I have no idea what they go to. I was on my computer reading part 1 of my original video, seeing if anybody else has figured this out yet. And then I took a look at the link in the video. Every TikTok video that's posted gets 19 random numbers added to the link. So I just typed those numbers out into the link, and then bam, a TikTok account popped up. The only video is a black screen, but if you watch the entire video, at the last second, there's more code. Make sure to like and follow because I'm this close to figuring all of this out. Scariest Instagram post ever made, part 3. We all have used Instagram before, whether it's DMing a crush or liking a photo. But what about the posts that go unseen? This is part 3 of investigating the Instagram account known as NVGK, and I think I might have solved this. First things first, the Instagram account was hinting to doomsday on June 20th, but obviously it's June 21st, so nothing happened. As I was reading the comments on the past 2 videos, I realized you guys are taking this very, very serious. And I need to be very clear that this is just an ARG. An ARG is an alternate reality game based in the real world for storytelling. Second, they posted this video clip in Morse code. Take a listen. It says, they lied to me, everything is wrong, listen to me please, they are now free at last. Then yesterday I received this email. The title was in binary code and I just decrypted the binary code and it said letter from us. So this means there's a group of people running this account, not just one person. They then sent me a video titled ss01.mp4. I also decrypted that and it says the next steps will be soon. This whole thing just gives me a headache, but make sure to like and follow because I'm gonna solve this and find out who was running this account.
Embarrassing story time about how I was catfished for 3 years. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me on Instagram. I'm a super shy person. I have such a hard time talking to guys. So one day my friend suggested I do online dating. So I went home and I signed up to a bunch of dating apps. This is when I started meeting a bunch of guys online. And it was much easier to speak to them through there than in person. So one day I get a message from this really cute guy. He asked me for my Instagram and we started messaging each other through there. His profile was full of pictures of him traveling with his dog and his family. He had a Range Rover and even said he was a doctor. Like literally my dream man. After a few weeks, I was completely head over heels in love. And he told me he felt the same way. But we had never even had a phone conversation. That's when I asked him if we could talk on the phone. He told me he was in surgeries all day, so he would have to reschedule. I believed it. He then ghosted me for a full week. When he came back, he apologized and said he's been really busy. So I decided to call him. And you won't believe what happened next. Part 2 is up. 2 of how I got catfished for 3 years. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me on Instagram. So like I said in part 1, he ghosted me for a full week. When he came back, he said he was just busy. So I called him. And a man with a strange accent answered on the other side. He told me that my boyfriend left his phone in the bathroom and that he happened to find it. And I believed it. A few hours later, I get a message from my online boyfriend saying that he's sorry he missed my call. He said he was really busy for the rest of the week, so he wouldn't be able to talk on the phone. I was so in love that I just believed everything he said, which I know is so stupid. After that, we just messaged each other through WhatsApp for months. Then I asked him to send me some pictures. And he basically sent me screenshots of his Instagram pictures. So I asked him to send me a selfie. Obviously, I wasn't suspecting anything, but I just wanted to see his face. So he sent me a really bad quality picture and I couldn't really even make out the face. That's when he said the camera on his phone wasn't working, which is why he sent me screenshots of Instagram. Again, I believed it. A few days later, he asked me for money, and when I asked him why, he said he was short on funds. So I sent him $3,000. Then he sent a really angry message saying I should have sent more. Part 3 is up. Part 3 of how I got catfished for 3 years. Claim this is not my story time. It's sent to me on Instagram. So I sent him $3,000. A few hours later, I get an angry message from him saying that I should have sent more money. He even called me the B word. I was super heartbroken because I couldn't believe he was talking to me like that. So like an idiot, I apologized and sent $2,000 more. So in total, I'd given him $5,000. I asked him again what he needed the money for, and he said that his money was tied up in investments. A few days later, he apologized and told me the money came through. Before I knew it, almost 3 years had passed. He kept using COVID as an excuse not to be able to travel to see me. And yes, he did ask me for more money, so in total I had sent him about $20,000. A month ago, I told him that for my birthday, I wanted to go see him. That's when he sent me a message saying that I was too much and he couldn't handle the relationship anymore. I called him again and the same weird voice answered. That's when he told me that he had been lying to me this whole time, and he was actually a 70-year-old French man. Told me to leave him alone and hung up. I'm totally heartbroken, and I have no way of getting that money back. What should I do?